Colonial.
Yeah, we've got some soccer and some hockey happening right now, but it was a loaded week in Colonial sports. Can't wait to get to all of it.
Yes, it was, and we'll jump right into things. Men's hockey just recently finished up their game against Miami of Ohio, their regular season opener for men's hockey after a couple of exhibition games. Let's take a look at how they did against the Red Hawks. They were victorious in their season opener, 5-1 win. Trent Wilson with 2 goals, Trevor Ledon with 2 goals. 12 different Colonials had at least 1 point. Croy Kockendorfer with 23 saves in the win. William Holland with a goal for Miami of Ohio, but not enough as the Colonials offense. Too much of an onslaught for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, a bigger skull than you would think Army would be able to compete with, and Army didn't just compete, they beat the heck out of them. 5-1, that's a big statement win for the Colonials.
Yes, it absolutely is. Now, more breaking news as women's soccer currently taking on Milwaukee on the road. Colonials are down 2-0 to the Panthers. Kayla Rollins with 2 goals for the Panthers. Believe it was around the 58th minute, as we see now 62nd minute, as the Colonials are down 2-0.
Yeah, RMU came into the series history 0-7 all time. Their last game they played, they lost 5-0. So Milwaukee has kind of been a house of horrors so far for the Colonials, and it's not looking any better tonight.
No, it is not, as you see right there. Colonials down 2-0 to women's soccer. And as Cam mentioned, Colonials looking to win in Milwaukee. It's certainly been tough sledding for them as of late. Well, shifting gears, as what is a fall semester without homecoming, and with it, the homecoming football game. The Colonials football team was in action against Delaware State at Joe Walton Stadium, and we've got highlights from the action from last weekend as the Colonials were looking to get back on the winning track. It's a big run here on 3rd and 1 by Ethan Shine. 3rd and 1, gutsy play call here, going to the fullback, a 24-yard run, picking up a nice first down. That would set up a 37-yard field goal here from Jason Jenkins. Colonials on the board first.
Yeah,
score.
Big to get in there early. Wasn't a lot of scoring in the first half. It looked like he was going to be stuffed there early on, but ended up getting in the field goal range.
Fake handoff to Tyvon Edmonds, and it's a handoff to Sean Charles. Big run here as he goes down the right side. Runs for 48 yards. Big explosive play as there wasn't much offense in the first quarter, but now the Colonials finding their footing.
Watching that one, I really did think he was going to go all the way. The Colonials offense all day was powered by big plays. Not a lot of sustained drives, but big plays just like that one.
4th and 4 here from the Delaware State 12, and a pass that was tipped at the line of scrimmage, maybe intended for Sean Charles. Not that good of a pass from Anthony Chickett as the Delaware State Hornets turn it over. Now 30 seconds left here in the first half. Quarterback C.J. Henry's looking downfield for Kyrie Benton, and that is a name to know. It's broken up, there was defensive holding called, and now we're going to see a little bit of mind games here as Jaquez Warren takes a towel from Kyrie Benton. And like I mentioned, you're going to see a little bit of Kyrie Benton in these next couple highlights here.
This is something you saw all throughout the second half. As Army started to pull away a little further, I was just going to say, people started grabbing mouthpieces, people started grabbing towels. There was a lot of chippiness. At one point, you could argue the refs even lost a little bit of control over this game. I would have liked to see a few more flags. Players just started getting into it, honestly, for reasons they didn't need to. There was a lot of unnecessary chippiness, especially once Delaware State fell out of this game later.
Yeah, and Kyrie Benton at the center of all of it, really. I saw Tassine Howard take a mouthpiece, Rob Carter make that tackle, and then Jaden Jenkins for Delaware State gets involved. So things were certainly getting chippy. Halftime score was 3-0. 3rd and 8 now from the Delaware State 43. Anthony Chickett drops back, and he finds Carl Smith Jr. over the middle. A beautiful route, and Smith speeds away and scores. 43-yard touchdown, caps a 13-play, 75-yard drive to give the Colonials a huge spark coming in the second half.
Yet again, another massive play. You're going to see right here, it looks like the defender falls down. As you can see him right by the NEC logo, he just kind of falls down. Another big play and a smooth dance to cap it off.
Couldn't tell if he just fell down or if that was a non-contact injury there, but Carl Smith blows him away nonetheless. 3 and out by Delaware State. Colonials in plus territory again. Chickett again scrambling, finds Carl Smith for a 31-yard gain, who makes 2 nice cuts there and gets down to the 4-yard line.
I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but it is for a good reason. Big plays were the name of the game today.
1st and goal from the 4. Chickett finds a wide open Cole Mitchell in the back of the end zone. The Colonials score again, and it looks like they're on the verge of breaking this game wide open.
Just a busted coverage. You can't afford to let the tight end get wide open in the red zone like that. He didn't have a guy with him in the end zone. He's got 10 yards of space in the red zone where there's 30 yards. You can't let that happen.
PAT would be missed, but it's still 16-0 Colonials, and now 3rd and 8 in the beginning of the 4th quarter. Anthony Chickett drops back. Nice block from number 3, and Chickett's going to use his legs running into the end zone from 20 yards out. An untouched rushing touchdown for Anthony Chickett.
Chickett, not usually much of a runner, but he was the difference today. 237 yards, 2 TDs, and then that 20-yard rush TD that you just saw.
Yeah, and a big day, 25 for 31. Nice completion percentage as well for Chicken.
Yeah,
Not really known for that.
He had a fantastic day. If he can keep playing the way he was, especially against a weaker opponent this week in LIU, the Colonials could really go somewhere.
Absolutely. Well, when we come back, we've got a lot of men's soccer to discuss as they are currently tied for first place. That and more on CSC.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. How about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry. I'll see you later.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Hello and welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. After last year, a big year for the men's soccer team, they're doing even better this year. They went up to Wright State to try and continue some of their dominance. Let's check out how it went. They ended up winning 3-1 against the Wright State Raiders. Anas Hadran, Lucas Brosi, and JP Mbufa all scored goals. Cole Worthmuller ended up scoring a goal with about 10 minutes left, but the game was already over at that point. Just another dominant performance out of the Colonials.
Yeah, this men's soccer team really having a nice season. That moved them to 6-4-2 overall and 3-1-1 in the Horizon League. And speaking of the Horizon League record, we've got standings as the Colonials are currently tied for first place in the Horizon League men's soccer conference. You see 3-1-1 in the conference there, tied for first with Green Bay. And some big games coming up down the stretches. I believe there's only 4 games left in the men's soccer regular season. All Horizon League opponents, of course, but big stretch coming up for the Colonials as they look to retain first place.
Yeah, the soccer team's really been carried by the Gilly twins so far, but even as we get further in the season, there's a whole host of characters stepping up, and the Colonials look really good so far.
They absolutely do, and they look good enough, and they've played good enough to earn a ranking. They are ranked in the North region, number 10 in the United Coaches Poll North region. They've taken that 6-4-2 record, and you see some powerhouses there like Maryland, Ohio State, Michigan. Robert Morris sneaking into the top 10, and they, like we've mentioned, they've played very, very well this season and are really setting themselves up for a nice end of the season.
Yeah, Robert Morris up there with teams you don't usually see, Power 5 conferences, Power 4 conference teams now. Names you don't usually see. It shows just how good the Colonials have been this year. Unprecedented success. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it absolutely has. Well, for more on the men's soccer team, we bring in resident men's soccer expert Cameron Macariola to discuss more about this team. Cam, welcome to the show. We're going to get right into things. First, what do you think is the reason for the men's soccer team's success and the difference from last season?
Well, thanks for having me, Kevin. But the biggest difference from this year, from last year, the Gilly twins. These two have been the powerhouse of the offense for the Colonials. We talk about Chase Gilly, 6 goals and an assist, shooting at a .316 shot percentage. Last year was 5th on the team with 14 shots and no goals to show for it. Now he's leading the Horizon League in game-winning goals, 5th in points in the Horizon League, and 3rd in goals. He has been amazing, and who's getting him the ball? Logan Gilly has 5 assists leading the team, and he's 3rd in the Horizon League. These two had the offensive outpouring from this year compared to last year, and that has been the biggest difference between the 2 seasons.
It seems like we talk about the Gilly twins almost every week, but they are definitely having a major impact. Well, the Colonials have a big game against Green Bay. What is something that you might be looking for in this matchup to take sole possession of first place in the Horizon League.
Yeah, these are the two teams tied for first. I think the biggest thing we need to look for is an early start for the Colonials, 6-1-1 when scoring first. And Green Bay is not a team that shoots a lot. They are 8th in the Horizon League in shots per game, but they're 4th in goals. And the RMU Colonials have never beaten them, 0-2-3 all time against the Phoenix with back-to-back ties. That's going to be the biggest difference maker. Can the Colonials jump out early? Only 3 goals ever scored against the Phoenix. They will need to be the ones to strike first.
You see the shots per game there. Colonials with just over 3 more than Green Bay as they look to take advantage of that. Well, Cam, we're coming down the stretch here. Do you think that the Colonials can continue on and win the Horizon League?
Well, the biggest thing for them to continue and win the Horizon League is home field advantage. Now, it may not even be at the MAC, but they got 2 games at home, 2 games on the road. At home, 5-2-1 record, and on the road, they are 1-2-1. If they can pull out some of those road games, they will host the playoffs over at Montour Junction, where they played once this season, where they beat Canisius by a score of 5-1. So that's where the offense, I don't know if the grass and turf makes a difference, but it went well for the Colonials last time down there.
Well, Cam, thank you so much for joining us. It is certainly going to be an exciting closing of the men's soccer season. Well, when we come back, we've got women's hockey, volleyball, and some basketball discussion. Stay tuned on CSC.
Do you want to meet a family with a transgender kid? Here we are. Max loves to do backflips. Max loves to play his ukulele. Max loves to just be a kid and just be himself. When I found out I was pregnant, all I really wanted was a happy, healthy, whole child. And that's what I got. I think it's really important for people to know that trans kids don't have a political agenda. They are just kids. Like any parent, we love our kids unconditionally, and we will never stop fighting for them. Stand with us. Protect our families.
Wait! Not in the toilet!
No, don't do that. No.
Don't hit your brother! Oh!
Not again.
What did I tell you about playing in the mud?
Raffy, not so close to the pool. Wait!
Frankie, happy. What are you doing? We told you never to touch the gun!
I'm sorry, I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
You could have hurt yourself!
Safely store your guns. Unload, lock, and away from ammo.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. It was a big proving weekend for the women's hockey team as they took on a top 5 opponent, number 3 ranked Clarkson. They went on the road and tried to dethrone a major opponent.
Yeah, RMU did just that. They went up to Potsdam, New York to take on the Clarkson Golden Knights, currently ranked number 3 in the country. They've outscored their opponents 34-3 so far this season. You're going to see Haley Wynn's going to bring this puck up. She's going to go all the way from her own goal, dumps it off to Jenna Smelly, and then a goal by Bailey Kirwan. Easy like that.
Yeah, just very easy. You see the first girl there getting some good speed up the ice, and then had the help to get that goal into the net.
Yeah, and against a team like this, RMU can't be letting up easy goals like that. And unfortunately, the onslaught didn't stop anytime soon. RMU just tries to dump a puck here, and you're going to see a misplay by the goalie Julia Minotti, and it almost resulted in an RMU chance. Instead, Clarkson gets the puck, gets it all the way down to their end, and you're going to see a 2-on-1 with yet again Jenna Smelly, and she's going to find Andy Prow for the goal. 2-0 Clarkson.
Yeah, even just with a mistake by the goalie, Clarkson's still able to recover, and that's just the class of them. That's just that top 3 ranking showing out.
Now RMU is on the penalty kill, not the spot you want to be against a team like Clarkson. Jenna Goodwin is going to walk right into the slot here and just finds it right over the goalie's shoulder. Easy goal.
Yeah, too easy. I believe there's going to be another power play goal that we see a little bit later, but very hard to stop them when it's 5-on-5 and even harder when it's 4-on-5.
And then here an RMU defender slips, and Ladlow is going to walk down and get a goal on the 2-on-0. Just too many mistakes for RMU today, and it's against a team as good as Clarkson. You can't afford those mistakes, and they ended up losing 4-0.
Yeah, can't afford to make any mistakes against the top 3 team, and even just one causes some trouble. RMU trying to get it out from the boards as we start game 2 here, and now it's a 2-on-1. Number 22, Rebecca Morissette, sends it towards the goal. Senna Catterall is there, number 25, and it appears that it's a save for the moment. Rhea Hicks is going to come and try and score off the ricochet here, and for now, it's no goal. For now, but they would go and review it. As you see there, there's the puck, and Rhea Hicks tries to score. They would review it, and eventually they would give the goal to Clarkson as the second period was winding down. Third period, here's another power play chance. Clarkson with the chance. It's Jenna Goodwin. She's going to shoot it from the right side, and she scores. Clarkson up 2-0. As we mentioned earlier, just really tough whenever it's 5-on-5, let alone when the Colonials are trying to play penalty kill. Late third period, Colonials with an empty net. Rebecca Morissette taps it in after receiving it off the wall, and that would do it. They take care of business 3-0, and they sweep the Colonials.
Yeah, as a whole, just way too many mistakes from the Colonials this weekend. And when you're playing a team like that, it just simply can't happen. They've got to clean it up if they want a chance going forward in the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And, mistakes are something that you really would like to clean up and not have happen against any opponent, let alone a top 5 opponent. It just makes it even tougher.
And I know this is a team that came in with big expectations. Mm-hmm. They had probably the 2 best freshmen in the conference last year. They're looking to take that next step forward. If they can clean up the mistakes, it can help their talent shine through, and then they could really be something. Yeah,
and regardless, still a very good experience against a top 5 team. Well, Cam, we're going to switch gears to volleyball as they were in action at IU Indy for 2 games. We'll see how the Colonials fared against the Jaguars. Game 1, Colonials lose 3-2 in a close matchup that was highly contested until the very end where IU Indy pulled away. Natalie Stefanovic led, as she usually does, with 19 kills and 17 digs. Elle Patterson with 17 kills for the Jaguars. Ashley Wallen, always a big number in the assist column. She had 29, but the Colonials drop a heartbreaker 3-2 in game number 1.
Game number 1 was a close one. Game number 2, not so much. The Colonials fell 3-0 and didn't get closer in a set than 25-16. Honestly, not the kind of game they were looking for, especially after a heartbreaker that they experienced in game 1. Jalea Evans had 6 kills, Jaden Hockman with 16 digs. The Colonials just weren't up to par in this one.
Yeah, kind of just took the life out of them after they lost game number 1, and especially last week after seeing them pull out some really nice games against the likes of Youngstown State. Not the result that you want to see this weekend out of the Colonials. Well, now some basketball news as Madness is here next week, Wednesday, October 23rd, and CSC will be live from the UPMC Event Center to cover Madness. 6:15 p.m. Introductions to the men's and women's basketball teams, 3-point contest, dunk contest, interviews. It's always a blast. I love Madness. It's probably my favorite event of the year.
I love Madness. It's always our biggest and best show. We bring out the whole crew. It's a whole time. Everyone has so much fun. You get to interact with the fans for the first time this year. Everyone gets to meet the players. And everyone knows RMU is a basketball school, so Madness is always a fantastic time. You've got the 3-point, the dunk contest. And last year, there was a girls player that won the 3-point contest. So
yes.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just always fun because, the fans, some of them aren't really too sure about what these Colonial teams have to offer, but it's nice to, meet them in a more personal setting, maybe where they can show off some of their talents and be able to meet the fans.
Yeah, I know the players always have a blast. They come out in their outfits. They're always having a good time. A lot of them, especially with how many transfers there are on the team this year, it's going to be their first time putting on a Colonials uniform. I know it'll be a blast for them. I know it'll be a blast for us. I know it'll be a blast for you guys watching at home.
Absolutely. That is next Wednesday, the 23rd at 6:15 p.m. Well, speaking of basketball, the preseason basketball polls were released, and Cam, it's not some news that we want to see, as the Colonials are both very far down in the preseason polls. First, with the men's team, they are 9th out of 11. You see one first-place vote there for IU Indy. Not sure what that's all about, but the Colonials 9th out of 11. They went 10-22 last year. It really fell off for them. They lost 7 in a row to end the season, and they're looking to improve.
Yeah, I know we're supposed to be talking about Robert Morris here.
Yeah.
But why does IU Indy have a vote? Ever since I've got to campus, and even before then, IU Indy's been pretty, I'll try and put this nicely,
horrendous.
Not great. They've been really not great.
I won't sugarcoat it.
And why are they getting a vote?
I'm not sure. I think you and I should get votes.
Yeah.
If someone's going to vote IU Indy #1, I feel like you and I should get votes.
KP, respectfully, I've seen you play basketball.
Yeah.
I don't know if you should be getting a vote.
Oh, we should. I should vote.
Oh, I thought
I'm not saying I should play. I'm saying I should vote for who I think should be in first place.
I can agree with that.
I think I know a little bit more about watching basketball, and I don't think IU Indy deserves a first place vote. But you see there, Robert Morris, 9th in the preseason poll for men's basketball as they're trying to improve. I think they've been on the verge of a breakthrough season, but it just hasn't happened. As you get toward the end of their seasons, it just seems to all fall apart from underneath them.
Yeah. On to the women's team, though. I really disagree with where the women are ranked. The women are ranked dead last, and I think they brought in a bunch of new transfers. They got a new coach. This is pretty simply not the same team from last year, and I know the team from last year wasn't great, and I would argue that's why it matters. This has nothing to do with last year. They're a totally different squad. I think this team is going to surprise some people.
Yeah, and you see the first place votes a lot more towards the top, but I think they're going to surprise some people too. The transfer portal has really allowed teams like this to come through and shine. You get a brand new, a brand new conglomeration of players and coaches, and you're not really sure what's going to happen. Well, sometimes it can be like a little bit of a diamond in the rough type situation where you find these awesome transfers that produce double-digit points per game and you were never expecting it. Maybe they come from lower transfer schools. Maybe they weren't getting playing time at high major schools. And they put it all together and the chemistry works, and we've seen it with a bunch of programs throughout the last few years.
Exactly. That's the glory of the transfer portal. That's the age that we're in now in college athletics. You can't knock a team because you can't even take any stock, whether good or bad, and how good a team was the year prior.
Absolutely.
I really do think the Colonials are going to shock some people in women's basketball.
I think so too, and I think they're going to end up at least higher than last.
Now, when we come back, it is my favorite part of the show. Time for Top 5 Plays. We get back right here on Colonial Sports Center.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Let's CHC women's basketball.
Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel smaller. Can't help but get lost again. If I need a break, know where I'm going. Where the water's flowing, I'd rather be floating. If it's something that can count on to be free.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Thankfully, Cam, we're not as winded as Michael Deemer running down those stairs, but we've got the final stretch here on tonight's edition of CSC, and we've got another update from the women's soccer game.
Yes, they are now down 3-0 playing against Milwaukee. Coming into tonight, they have lost the last 7 games. It doesn't look like the Colonials are going to beat the streak in Milwaukee tonight.
No, it doesn't appear like it. 86th minute, Milwaukee up 3-0. And as we mentioned, Halloween right around the corner. Milwaukee been a little bit of a house of horrors whenever facing the Colonials. It's just been very rough sledding whenever they have tried to face Milwaukee, and they really haven't had any success, as you see here. 0-7 in the history against Milwaukee. And you see goals per game not even reaching a third of a goal.
Yeah, and it looks like that number may actually be going down after tonight. The Milwaukee's averaging 3.86 goals coming into tonight. They might stick there. They might even go a little higher. The game is not over, but just really not been great when the Colonials play.
Look at the shots per game. 23.6 to 7.8. It's just been an absolute massacre. You see the biggest win, 9-1. I'd even say the 1-0 win in 2018 was a big win just because they only held them to a goal.
Yeah, the Colonials, they've been shut out quite a few times. You can see by the goals per game average. 5-0 last time they played. So progress, I guess, but
yeah.
Just
not sure if you mentioned, by the way, but Molly O'Regan was the one that scored that goal. Colonials, as we mentioned, down 3-0. Well, Cam?
Yeah, we don't really like seeing what's going on between the Colonials and the Panthers up in Milwaukee, but you know what we do like to see?
Top 5 plays.
Top 5 plays.
Yeah.
Top 5 plays coming at you. the number 5 play of the week. It's going to be a lot of football this week, and that's because football won a big game. Starting off, we're at the Joe. Anthony Chickett's going to drop back to pass. He decides, hey, what if I just do it with my legs instead? It's easy when you're Anthony Chickett. He's going to run 20 yards into the end zone, celebrate with some alumni. It was homecoming, and it was alumni weekend. He got flagged on the play, but sometimes you just got to celebrate. Who cares? Game was over.
When they were up 23-0. The game was over, and the thing is here, he went untouched. Nobody was even close to him as he uses his legs, showing that he's not just a threat on the passing attack, but also on the run. Number 4, going to men's soccer. And it's Lucas Barsoy with the goal over the outstretched arms of the goalkeeper. A very nice goal, as you see the sideline celebrating there. Just gets it over the arms of the goalie, and it's in for the goal.
Put just enough curl on that ball. That's a beautiful goal. On to the number 3 play of the week. Chickett is going to drop back to pass again. We told you he had a big game. He's going to find Carl Smith Jr. over the middle for a 42-yard touchdown catch. This was a big one in the Colonials game to really break it open. You're going to see here, Chickett finds him, defender falls down. After that, it's easy pickings for Smith Jr.
Yeah, and again, I mentioned it during the highlight. I'm really not sure what happened to the defender. It almost looked like a non-contact injury just because he fell to the ground, really wasn't in any hurry to get up, but you'll see it again here. And it was a really nice route by Smith Jr. Gets some nice separation, then speeds away from the 2 defenders that were chasing him.
And I don't think we can look past the dance that he puts on at the very end.
Absolutely not.
By far the best part of the highlight.
Absolutely. Number 2, back to men's soccer, and it's a nice little karate kick from Anas Hadron. Just rifles it past the goalie, and the Colonials score again.
I don't know if you could convince me that ball came off his foot at less than 1,000 miles an hour. He kicks that ball. It's even fast in the slow-mo replay.
Yes,
he kicked that ball so hard.
At the speed of light.
Now on to the number 1 play of the week. Yet again, it's football. Yet again, we're at the Joe. Chickett drops back to pass. He's going to find Sean Charles right over the middle, and it looks like his knee went down. After they went to review, his knee did go down, but it was a nice play by Chickett
His knee went down. Are you sure?
His knee did go down.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I didn't think it did, but I guess the official.
Oh, he's up the whole way. Very athletic.
That's what
play.
I thought.
Very athletic play from Sean Charles. That is your number 1 play of the week. Cam, I'm not sure. I still don't think his knee was down.
All right.
Ever.
Full disclosure, I was in the replay booth when it happened, and the official goes, his knee's down, and I said, I'm not getting paid to tell you that I think you're wrong, but I didn't think it went down.
Well, you were there. You didn't think it went down.
I was there. I don't think his knee was down.
All right, that is the unofficial opinion from the hosts here tonight.
Please, no one record this.
Well, Cam, we just took a look at the week previous in Colonial Sports. We've got a week ahead to look at. What's your game to watch coming up?
It was a big week in football, and that is why my game to watch is the football game this week. They are taking on the Sharks of LIU. Tyvon Edmonds has been a big piece for the Colonials so far this year, and I know Coach Clark really wants to get the running game going. Tyvon Edmonds tied for first in the NEC with 4 touchdowns, and LIU is a rushing team. Ethan Greenwood with 26 attempts. They had 60 attempts in their last game, but this guy went for 184 yards and a touchdown. He was the NEC Offensive Player of the Week. This game genuinely might take an hour and a half, and that's because halftime's 20 minutes. The clock is going to run on this game. There might be 3 pass attempts all game, and as a man that loves rough and tumble football, I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Well, Cam, we saw in the highlights they had a couple of different running backs there. Ethan Shine, Sean Charles. We didn't really see Tyvon Edmonds very much, but in the past I've mentioned him whenever, his cutting is very, very lethal.
He is. He's the guy the Colonials want to get to. He's leading the team in rushing attempts so far this year. I don't think he was a big impact player last week, and that's why he's my guy to watch, because if he gets going, then the Colonials get going.
I absolutely agree. My game to watch, it's a bit of a series. It's more of a games to watch. RMU volleyball, I think they're going to get back on the winning track. That's why I say Friday and Saturday at home at the UPMC Event Center. Jalea Evans, 185 kills, leads the team. She's been very, very dominant and very fun to watch as the Colonials look to continue their season strong. And Joy Banks for Northern Kentucky with 226 kills. That is 6th in the Horizon League, 41 more than Evans. She's been very strong as well for the Norse. I think it's going to be a huge weekend series for the Colonials against the Norse.
Yes, it is. The volleyball team really wants to get back on track. They got off to a better start than they have in a long time under Coach Doherty.
I believe they had 7 wins all of last season, and they have 7 wins overall right now.
Yeah, so if they can get back on track, this could be the best year under him. That being said, this is a massive week in Colonial sports, massive weekend. We've got 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Friday, 4 games on Saturday, 1 game on Sunday.
I believe most of them are at home.
Most of them are at home.
Yeah.
Pray for the people that have to cover those games because it is a busy, busy week.
Well, that's going to do it here for this edition of Colonial Sports Center. Reminder, next week, Wednesday, 6:15, we are live from Madness at the UPMC Event Center. For everyone upstairs and downstairs, my name is Kevin Floucher.
I'm Cam Wickline.
And we will see you next week at Madness.